somebody who works with people. I'm not a strength coach. I'm a personal trainer. That's what my certification, blah, 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 and experience has been. But, over the course of my experience, I've learned a lot more to feel proficient. And like you say, there's always people out there that know a hell of a lot more than me. But I think with the way social media works these days, and maybe I'll get my question out here in a logical way. You made the statement earlier about, you like to work in a lot of volume, and some people don't like that mindset. They don't like the volume work. They want to be in and out, and they may not feel the need for the accessory work for whatever reason. And I see a lot of people do what I call basically coach humping. So they'll hump from coach to coach to coach, hoping for that perfect program, and only spend 8 to 12 weeks with them, and then complain about that they're not making any process. So, you take those people who aren't making changes, aren't making the gains that they need to be competitive in a strength sport, and then you got somebody like Justin who has been training with you for 5 years?
Yeah, I believe about 5 years, yeah.
Okay. Do you think social media has kind of played factor into that mindset of the immediate gratification when it comes to strength?
Yeah, yeah, you just said it's kind of a double-edged sword on that one. It's there's so much information out there, on the social media, which is really cool. Then I already said you see people doing all these other lifts that they go, oh, I want to do that, and you get those program hoppers, and it's usually beginners. That's a huge common mistake that's been out there for years with people that do that. It's just one of those things, and I've had people do that with me that just worked me for a small amount of time, and I didn't get where I wanted to, and it's like, I'm not a miracle worker. It takes longer than 12 weeks to increase someone's deadlift by 100 pounds, for example,
Yeah.
So, I've had people do that, give me these goals, and I gotta be real with them too. They'll say, hey, I want to deadlift 800 pounds. It's like, all right, but you're deadlifting 650. I'm like, well, maybe eventually, but by the date of the contest they gave me, I'm like, hey, I'm sorry, that's very unrealistic. Like for myself, I deadlifted 700 pounds at a meet. Years ago, it was for the first time I pulled 700, and it took me over 3 years to pull 800.
Right.
And that was a lot of ups and downs. So sometimes people think it's just going to be so linear that it's just going to go up and up and up, and it's just that's all it is. It's really not. You're going to take a step forward, you might take a step back, and a step forward and then 2 steps back sometimes, and it's a very frustrating game.
And that was 3 years of consistency, of failing and then rebuilding and reapproaching. One of my biggest things was in the past prior to was I hated squatting. I did not like.
Oh, I'm with you. I still hate squatting.
Oh, it's one of my favorite.
I do it though, but I hate squatting.
But I was so afraid of squatting. I could not get the depth to save my ass, even with an empty bar.
Yeah.
And I spent a good 3 years rebuilding my squat. It was consistently starting over and over and over, changing my stance, changing my setup, changing all those little factors, changing my shoulder positions, and finally got it to a place that was proficient, that I could actually increase weight. I could actually move up and progress the way I felt I should be. And one of my geek out moments was we were at the Arnold one year, and it was the first time I'd ever tried the Duffalo bar. And Chris Duffin's standing there, and we're talking about it, and I get up under it, and I just do a quick squat with it, and he goes, wow. He goes, did you see that? Talk to a buddy standing there. He goes, did you see his squat? Did you see how beautiful that was? And I smiled, and I said, well, yeah, but there's no weight on the bar. That's when it all falls apart. But, I've had clients walk away from me because when I write a program and they're just beginning, they're asking, why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? Well, because right now, that's going to get you hurt. Or, there's really no need for that right now because you can't even do this. We need to get you here. And I think that my biggest problem, even being just, training people, is that the mentality is, we've got to have these immediate results. And then, if I try to go that path, if they get injured, then that looks even twice as bad on me.
Oh yeah, exactly. I just had a guy start this week. He's 73 years old, and he doesn't really have any experience in weight training. He wants to, get stronger and just have a, move through life better, is what he said.
Yeah.
And, you come to my gym, and it can be a very intimidating place. You see women, squatting over 3 plates, deadlifting 405, so, you walk into my gym, you're like, oh, wow, this can be intimidating. But, instead of people think, I'm not going to flip a 1,000-pound tire. I'm like, and that's just what you just said. I'm like, well, no, I'm not going to have you do that. You're going to hurt yourself. I'm not going to have you, first day, hey, flip a 1,000-pound tire. That'd be stupid. But, maybe there's trainers out there who are that bad. I don't know. But, so what I explained to the guy was, I'm like, hey, we're going to go very, very easy. Like, we did some deadlifts. He wanted to learn how to deadlift. That was part of the program. I was like, I had 10-pound bumpers on a bar, and he just did a couple easy sets with that. I was like, all right, that's it and move on. And next week we're just going to do a little bit more, because if I were to try to push him on a deadlift, even if his form is good, he can still hurt himself, because his body's not used to pushing himself like that.
Right,
so you got to really be very careful with someone who's doing this stuff. Because, and when I was a trainer on the fitness teams, like, a lot of trainers think they just have to be really tough and push everybody and kill them in the gym and make them super, super sore, and then you wonder why they don't want to come back. Because they either got hurt or they just can't get up the next day. They can't get off the toilet. Like, you push somebody that hard that's new, you're really doing them a disservice, because they're not going to want to come back after that. It's not very motivating to somebody who's starting out. Like, oh, great, I'm going to feel like this every time I work out. Like, no, you got to go very, very easy.
Well, and even on the other side of the spectrum with that, you take your 73-year-old client who, hey, kudos to him for stepping into that area and wanting to get stronger at that point in his life, because he doesn't understand, I don't think, how much of a world of difference that's going to make in his life in the coming years if he sticks with it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I work with a 14-year-old kid who's very overweight, and his dad brought him to me to help him lose weight. Well, again, we all go back to the consistency. I can't preach enough to these guys that consistency is our component here, and missing training sessions. Well, even with his dad, who is the old school mindset of, we're going to deadlift, bench, and squat, that's awesome. But your 14-year-old kid who is overweight can't do those right now. He cannot bend over to tie his shoes, so I can't expect him to bend over to pick up a bar to deadlift.
Yeah, he's not deadlifting then, yeah.
Yeah, and then, I can't get him to control his body weight on a box squat. So am I going to put a bar on his back, and just because it's going to make you happy? No. And I had a bad moment in what I consider a dark spot in my career on this one. His dad was pushing and pushing and pushing for it during a training session, and this was the time that I finally told his dad, I needed you to leave and not come back during any of Will's training sessions. Was just to shut his dad up, I put Will under the bar, an empty bar, and it was a training bar. It was a 25-pound squat bar, and he buckled under it. I felt so horrible. I felt like, but I looked at his dad and I go, now, do you see what I'm saying?
Well, it's not like you had to do that. I mean, I've been in a situation myself where I've had to tell parents, like, hey, listen, either you trust me or you don't,
Yeah.
But yeah, that's got to be tough, especially for the kid. Like what you just said, I when people come here, I mean, that's someone's experience with here, of course. They come in, I'll have to squat. But someone's new like that. I've worked with kids before. I have to do goblet squats with a kettlebell first. Just body weights. I can't handle that. But that's where you start. If they can't goblet squat a kettlebell with proper form, they're not putting a bar in their back.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, training kids is tough. When the parents get like that. I've had that myself. And I used to work some teams here, and I had like the hockey team and football team, and I'm in South Windsor, which is it's a nice area. There's a good amount of kids here, and man, I tell you, the parents drove me nuts. And I'm very I've been doing this for a long time. When I first started out as a trainer, I was very, very nice, kind of like people walk all over me. Now after 12 years, man, I don't care. I tell people flat out what I think. I don't waste time, and I got no patience. So the longer you do this, the more you're gonna get. Like, you ever saw C. Murphy from TPS? He has a Strongman powerlifting gym in Massachusetts, or Steve Pulcinella, who's got one. He's got Iron Sport in Philadelphia. Yeah. You listen to those guys. They've been doing this for 20 years. They don't hold back nothing. Right. That's why I love it. I'm at that point too, where I'm like, I'll be like, listen. This is how it's gonna be. take it or leave it. You don't like what I do? Okay, see you later. You know, there's no compromise on me. So,
Yeah.
but in the beginning, I was like, okay, and I was like, nope, this way or you leave.
Well, and you know, it was funny because I was talking. We were at Strongman Corp Nationals in St. Louis this year, and Becky and I were sitting down at the bar at the hotel one night, and what's his name? You know Michael De La Pava?
Yeah, I know Mike. Yeah.
Okay. Well.
Battle last year.
Yeah. And we were all sitting down there talking, and we'd had some beverages in us, and you know, I had been working on developing my online training app and trying to figure it out. We started talking and brainstorming and talking about some things, and the biggest takeaway I got from that conversation was that he has that same attitude with it. Is, you know, I don't want to work with people who aren't going to put in the effort and then turn around and badmouth me and tell them that, you know, I didn't get results. He goes, I want people to be in there, and he goes, and I'll tell them how it is, because I want them to be successful. I want them to be successful because, A, it makes you look better, but you, well, I guess maybe that's just what it boils down to.
Yeah, well, that's So Mike's been doing this for a long time, and you see his posts on Facebook. We'll talk and message about each other about stupid stuff that happens in the gym. We get pissed off about.
Yeah.
But yeah, you just kind of lose that patience with people that don't want to put the work in. You know, that's always the saying. Is like, I can show you the door, I can't drag you through it.
Right.
And I'm not saying that let's say that the movement where someone feels they're going to hurt themselves. I'm not saying, well, either you're going to do this or you leave the gym. I'm not saying that by any means.
Yeah.
But if someone is not feeling right, or if they're concerned about injuring themselves, then by all means, I'm going to change something and work around that. But I'm just saying, people got to put the work in for themselves, and I can't make, you're training somebody, you can't make them do things. But I have kicked people out of this gym before for, causing problems like that. Like, I never forget, I had this one woman, I felt bad yelling at her now, but a girl was in the gym, she brought a friend with her, and her friend just did not want to be here. She did not want to work out, didn't want to do anything I said, and I was trying to be very nice and trying to help her. I was very patient with her, like on movements, whining, and then eventually I was like, I said to her, I was like, come on, you can do this. And I never forget, in the middle of the gym, she goes, I don't even want to be here. She brought me here. This woman's like in her 40s, like throwing a tantrum, like a little kid. So I lose it. I'm like, well, get the hell out of here. I'm like, well, get out of here. I don't want you here either. You're wasting my time. And the whole gym just stops. It's like, uh-oh, Matt's mad. And she just got up and stormed out. And I was like, and this is something I said I was very nice to. I was very patient with, trying to help her. And I was like, oh my God, get out of here. It drives me crazy. So that's one thing, now is like, I can kind of pick and choose who I work with. So, and I've been doing it for 12 years, and I have a good amount of members here. So at this point, and I wish I had this mentality back then. That was a mistake I made, is that when I was a trainer, and I had no money, and I would literally try to take on anyone I could just for a couple dollars. But then, like you just said, if someone, doesn't get those results, they badmouth you, because even though they're the ones not putting in the work, or they're eating crap outside the gym and not getting there, now I really do pick and choose who I work with. You don't have that right mentality. But back then, I just was like, I had to take anyone I could. I needed the money, so it was like whoever. Even if I knew that person was going to be a huge pain in the ass, I was like, well, I need that, that $50 an hour or whatever it is to get by.
Yeah, and I'm glad to hear you say something like that, because actually that is something that my girlfriend preaches to me. Is if you don't feel like this person is going to be somebody that you need to be working with, then don't work with them.
Yeah.
Don't work with them just because
I can't stress that enough. So if you're just looking to get into that building, just work with the people you want to work with. Don't waste time with people that you know it's not going to work. I mean, I wish I would have done that back then. I would have saved myself a lot of frustration. Yeah.
So we've almost managed to get through my list of questions, which is awesome. So the one thing I did want to ask is you said you were a columnist for Elite FTS. What got you started with that?
Yeah, I actually always thought, like I just told you, when I first got into powerlifting, I just happened to read an article about getting into doing the first powerlifting meet, so I always followed them. And, it's kind of cool because I always watched their videos, their underground strength training sessions of all their coaches and their athletes training at Elite FTS. And I always watched them and be like, man, I really want to be there. It looks so cool to train with those guys. And then I started doing better in Strongman, got my pro card. And then I did the Arnold, and I was doing, again in a few weeks. I did very well there. And I'd always been in contact with some people from Elite, because basically my whole gym is Elite FTS equipment.
Yeah.
So I always had a good relationship with them. And then I wrote an